Hey everyone, Aaron here from Rudy Visuals, and in today's video we're reviewing this field production monitor kit from OSEE, specifically the LCM-215HDR+. Yes, another product name that rolls right off the tongue. And this is a 21.5-inch field production monitor for video creators and producers. And before we continue this review, a big thank you to OSEE for sending us one of these two reviews. Specific shout out to Lisa. So this is not a paid or sponsored review, but OSEE were very kind enough to send us one of these for free to keep and review. But as always, all thoughts and opinions are fully independent. So, elephant in the room right at the bat, this is going to be a very niche product. This is a field production monitor that's designed for people within like a film crew to watch and review footage when filming on set or on location. Although you could use this even just for simple YouTube videos, to be honest. This is reflected in the price, of course, so you're looking at over about $1,200 US to purchase one of these. So it's not exactly what I'd call cheap. That being said, a quick look at similarly sized production monitors from more well-known brands, you'll kind of quickly realize it's actually pretty reasonable in comparison. Now in the past, we've reviewed a few on-camera monitors on this channel, and OSEE do also make these which are a bit more affordable. So do check out their website if you're interested to find out more. Those are more geared for like the shooter, whereas something like this is kind of designed for everyone else. So if you're filming on a commercial video set, a film set, for example, when I'm filming promotional videos or events at work for my university, you usually have like an area, we call it like a video village, where other people involved in the shoot, your client, talent, director, producer, whoever, to basically see what's being captured on screen. In the past, I've used like a wireless transmitter attached to a little monitor, given that to a client, and that kind of does the job, but it's just another complicated thing to set up, one other thing to go wrong, one other battery to charge, another cable to pack, etc. And sometimes it's just easier and simpler to have a big, bright screen that everyone can just see all at once, which is exactly what the OSEE does very, very well. I've used this now on a few projects at work, and I have to admit, it's actually made quite a big difference, surprisingly, particularly to the other people working on the video. It's also saved us all so much time and headache in post, because the client or team members can see exactly what you're filming, so you can review your shots, spot mistakes, suggest alternative shots, or give specific directions. So giving your client or your crew that ability to see everything in real time while you're shooting, it does make the process of completing a video project that much more efficient and saves you a lot of time in post as well. So it's been a big headache saver. So going back to this monitor specifically, let's talk about the build quality and design first. So the very first thing you're going to notice is its weight. So this thing is heavy. It's almost 10 kilograms, so I would not really call this mobile, to be fair, but remembering its use case, it doesn't really need to be. You are setting this up in an area of your filming location. You're pretty much just going to plonk it there and it's going to stay there till you're done, or get one of your interns or whatever to move it around for you. So I can give it a pass for that. The overall housing as well, the bezels, etc., it feels mostly plastic. It's not super thin either or particularly cool looking, but again, it is a functional professional tool, so it doesn't need to be either. It certainly feels durable and rugged for day-to-day shooting, which is what it's designed to do. On the back, you'll notice the V-Lock battery mount, so this can be used outside without any plug-in power, which is awesome. I was able to get about 2 to 3 hours from this 95-watt battery. Of course, you can also just plug in via AC power for when shooting near a plug. And there's a selection of video input and output ports with support for SDI and HDMI. In addition, you'll find a USB port as well as audio input, a headphone jack, and 2 RS-485 cable ports. If you have a wireless transmitter, you could also easily hook that up to the monitor, which is a great option to have to shoot cable free, which is very good always for health and safety. You also have these feet at the bottom, so the monitor can stand on its own like this, and a very uncomfortable back handle makes carrying it from location to location more convenient, but it's not the best handle in the world, but it's fine. My other issue here is when mounting it on a stand, it still wobbles a little bit, to be honest. It's really heavy, so it does weigh it down nicely, but I'm not a fan of how this wobbles like this. I probably would have preferred something a little bit more stable, but it gets the job done. You've also got a big sun hood provided here, which can attach simply to the sides. However, no carry case is provided, which is kind of a letdown considering the price. A cheap carry case would have been a nice addition to have. Which leads me nicely onto the screen itself. So 21.5 inches, for me that's a great size. It's not too big, not too small. It's also HDR and has a resolution of 1920 by 1080, so full HD. And the biggest selling point for me here is that 1500 nits of brightness. This thing does get fantastically bright. So much so that if you're shooting outdoors, you don't really need to use the sun hood unless it's like super bright outside. It really is noticeable just how vivid and bright the screen looks, in terms of the colors. Out of the box, image and color calibration was okay. I personally had to tinker with the settings slightly just to get it looking right to my eye. That's obviously very subjective, but with a bit of tinkering, the colors on the screen look great now, and the image is crystal clear and sharp. And that big panel compared to looking at the back of a little camera screen or a little field monitor, it does make a really big difference when looking at the little details like clothing, hair, and a little booger in someone's nose, as well as ensuring that your shot is perfectly in focus, the exposure, framing, everything is perfect. We shot an interview style video at work recently, and the subject also found it really helpful to just have this screen there so they could check their hair, their makeup, and those things are really important for making your subject feel comfortable and happy. So it was really clear for me instantly how beneficial it was having this with me on my shoots. The UI and menu system is a little bit drab and plain, but it's functional. It's not the most intuitive. I'll be honest, I did have to experiment a little bit before I fully worked out what all the buttons and menu options did. And of course, the monitor comes packed with a bunch of useful professional tools to help you on your shoot. You've got things like exposure tools, false colors, wave and vector forms, zebras, and of course focus peaking as well. Everything you need pretty much to ensure you've got the perfect shot. And using the USB port, you can also upload your own LUTs if you're shooting with a specific LUT or color grade look in mind. Which I think leads me nicely to my conclusion. So you may be asking yourself, is this absolutely essential? And probably no, it's not. It's a nice to have. It's like a luxury, it's a convenience, but you don't need one. It's not gonna make or break your project. That being said though, this monitor literally saved me hours of work. Having this on set, letting my production team have their thoughts and inputs and letting them spot mistakes before they happened, or letting them see, having a shot frame slightly differently, etc. It just saved me a lot of time in post, and also letting my subjects see themselves, see how they look on camera, and get comfortable before shooting, knowing that they look good. That led to a better take, which led to a better finished product as well. So these are the kind of benefits you're getting when using a production monitor on set. So while it's not absolutely essential, it is going to improve your workflow dramatically. Clients also absolutely love having a reference on set. So if you are a filmmaker, a videographer working as part of a team or bigger film crew, then the OSEE LCM-215HDR Plus would be a great addition to your filmmaking arsenal. Anyway guys, that's gonna do it for this video. A big thank you once again to Lisa and OSEE for sending this to us and making this video possible. If you have any questions, then feel free to leave them down there in the comment section below. And if you found this video helpful, then hit that like button, subscribe if you wanna see more, and you can also follow us on the socials. And as always, I guess I'll see you on the next video. Peace.